Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something we haven't done in a long time. Well, at least a few years. Silver Saturday's back, at least for a limited engagement at least. Stay tuned. Hey YouTube. So hey, what's going on? Just wanted to talk about our favorite subject around here. Something we don't talk about uh, quite as much as we used to, but just wanted to throw a few things out there today since we went to the LCS today and got some things. Figure we can talk and share while we're at it. I found these unique rounds in the generic bin. Dallas, in Texas we trust. I thought that was timely. It is interesting. Gotta get that to focus or not. Don't focus. See what happens. But yeah, I found that interesting that those were in the bin there, two of them. So I picked those up. I think there was a few more. Just you know, you do what you can do when you're doing it. And some for the collection there, $50. And 6 Austrians is not 2011s. So that was what I did at the LCS today. Things seemed to be normal. It wasn't like unusually stocked, or the shelves weren't clean either. Normal busy. It wasn't like anything unusual. So nothing unusual to report on that front as far as the activity level of buyers and sellers and all that other good stuff you might be interested in when you go to the LCS. Oh, and also on these have a buffalo head, Indian head on the other side. But yeah, I don't know what year these. There's a phone number there. Maybe I should call them up. Pretty shiny stuff here in the light, but guaranteed buyback. But so I found those interesting, so I picked those up. Oh, and that's right. One of them is a buffalo, like they alternate. So I got one of each. Forgot about that. That's cool. It's kind of a buffalo round with their trademark business on there. One thing I want to talk about in particular, like, why did I go to the LCS? You know, if anybody's been following the prices, you know, they've been kind of pretty stable the last few months, you know, between 23 and 21 in particular. But just to give everybody a hint about what I'm doing, or if you hadn't thought about this, or if you're really skeptical about you can, you know, buy gold and silver or anything like that, or you don't want to have to deal with the tracking of it. And this might be hard to read because it's my scratch, but basically every month, ever since the, so I used to do this a lot more back in the, remember those 20 teens, the 2012 to 2019 time frame? I used to do this a lot more online, but you see here, this is July. So I track prices, right? And all the different items, you know, ounce, silver ounce, 10-ounce bars, 90%. This is really hard to read. It's been folded up and put away since July. But basically, I evaluate all the websites, and I also have the LCS prices. And I highlight what's lower for each item at that time to give me an idea of who has really the best prices and the lowest, you know, who's getting me the best deal, right? So I got that for each month as I move forward. You know, I try to pick a good month. This is August, or a good day of the month. This is August 8th, 9th. I try to be a little bit consistent, like midweek, because Fridays and Mondays can be squirrely, just to have some consistency. But always just highlighting what at that time. And over the summer, you know, the premiums were really moving around a lot. And a lot of the websites you go to, they weren't moving, whereas the LCS and some of these other ones were. And this helps me do that. I mean, you could do this in a notebook, obviously, or anything like that. If you're a spreadsheet person, this helps me because I can flip easily and look like, okay, the LCS is consistently, as you can see here, low in a lot of these areas. And really competitive too, even in the places where they're not the cheapest. So that's what I use to gauge what I'm going to go when I see a sale. So here's November's prices right down here. This is November. When I see a sell online, I can kind of look and see, well, what has my LCS usually been having recently compared to where the price is at. And so this was January on this one, changed colors for everybody. And I even wrote 24. I asked that quiz a while back, who's gonna mess up and write 2023 instead of 24 this year. I think I've done it twice, but I got it right on this day on the 17th when I documented the prices. But even here, 20 ounces of silver was almost identical from my LCS at the cheapest online dealer I could find. And this helps me track, and if you're going to get involved, definitely shop around, because all these places, if you don't know, we've talked about it before: SD Bullion, Provident, JM Bullion, Monument, Silver and Gold Bull, Bold Precious Metals, which is kind of a new one I hadn't heard of till about the last 3 or 4 months. Liberty Coins, and actually I was tracking Bold all the way back last summer too. I guess since I started this tracking sheet, back in 2019 I hadn't heard of them, and then my LCS, and that's what I use, and that's sometimes why I determine why I'm going to go to the LCS and get what I get. And like on these Philharmonics today, the LCS, as far as what a sovereign bullion round would be, or bullion coin, it beat anything else I could find. I was really leaning towards Providence deals they had on random Silver Eagles, but I went with these instead. Saved, I don't know, they were, I think, at least $1 cheaper. So figured that was the better way to go for that. And, getting a little bit of coin for the collection while I was at it. That's the biggest benefit I found of going to the LCS, is I can still do some collection. If you're going to get involved in anything like older stuff that you just want to have something to document and stuff like that, LCS is the way to go, hands down. But you don't have to do this. That's just what I do. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I'd really been hitting it hard on trying to evaluate where my best deals was. And one thing I noticed, and you'll see here, I'd scratched out Provident back in this October. Provident's prices had just been tanked. They were not good. They didn't have many good deals. They didn't have many good variety things that they were selling. And it really fallen off once after JM Bullion bought them out. And I was really disappointed in them. I almost stopped tracking them. And I said, no, I'm going to keep going. And like I said, I just saw that Silver Eagle deal this week. So I was still tracking them. But I think what's going on is the JM Bullion is just letting them die on the vine. JM Bullion is going to move everything over to their website. It looks like, and everything that Provident does is going to basically disappear, is what it seems like is going on. I noticed if you follow Provident at all, they had the Zombucks round, the Zombie Apocalypse round, the round of the Apocalypse, the Silver of the Apocalypse. This is a round that they've been doing, and we collected that first series and everything, and now they started a new series. And JM Bullion's moving all that product over the website, and the prices were better over JM Bullion, I noticed. So the price of the Provident Metals Prime trademark round was moved over to JM Bullion at a better price. So to me, that tells me that Providence, they're going to kill it, and basically everything's going to be JM Bullion soon. So that is what that is. But just to give my thoughts on that, consolidation is very rarely good for the consumer. Diversity is very important, and competition is important for the consumer. So just thought I'd share that. We got almost 20 minutes in here. We'll try to get out. I'm going to put these in the tube. These are going in the collection. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to the into the book. we're tracking here, and we're just going to continue to add our, and I don't have I haven't gotten to the point with these types of quarters and half dollars yet where I'm tracking exact mints and everything. I'm just getting things as I see them, and then once we start getting enough to really track, which one's the rare ones and everything. But right now I'm just kind of getting what I see that I don't have and moving from there. So that's the collection. That's the LCS story from the day. Hope everybody on YouTube's doing good. Welcome to another Silver Saturday. Maybe we'll get to do it again shortly. Crap hard. They're free.